It's cold out, so that means that chili season is on the horizon. Yesterday, I made my mother-in-law's white chicken chili recipe, and so today, I want to instill in you a confidence that you should have in yourself. Stop door dashing, start cooking. Seriously, don't overcomplicate it. I'm not gonna give you a step-by-step on how to make white chicken chili. I can throw it in the comments for the recipe, but I want you to be confident enough to make different tweaks or changes. I'm just gonna give you a couple tips when we're thinking of chili, just to make the whole experience a lot easier. Okay, when you see in a recipe, onions, and it's gonna be a chili or a soup, don't trip about what type of onion it is. Oh man, I have a sweet onion at home instead of a yellow onion, so I gotta drive to the store. No, bro, it's gonna break down. Just do your thing and throw the onion in. These little quarts are awesome for a concept called mise en place. That just means having your things ready. So if I'm gonna have Rotel tomatoes, if I'm gonna have some beans, if I'm gonna have some chicken, spices, I wanna have all those things in these containers on the counter, ready to go, so that by the time I'm ready to do the chili, I can now just take time to dump it all in instead of running back and forth, opening things. It just makes it a lot easier to maintain. It's a little bench scraper. When you're cutting up things like jalapeno or serrano, or you're cutting your tomatillos, you're able to then go onto your cutting board, cut it up, plop it into a bowl. Other thing I want you to think about, if it's a chili, layer your flavors. So if I'm doing the chicken in the big pot, it's gonna leave behind something that's called a big old fond. You take that fond, pour a little water in, scrape it so it releases from the pan, throw in your onions, layer that flavor. Throw in your rotel, layer that flavor. Throw in your tomatillo, layer it, because you're wanting everything to come together nice and beautifully. Do not worry about throwing in flour or some cornstarch or something to try to thicken it. Instead, at some point in the process, just take a ladle, take all of that and throw it into a blender, because the beans are nice and fibrous. Those are gonna blend up and that's gonna thicken and emulsify, just come together in that way. You can take a little bit of cream cheese, that's me deviating from my mother-in-law's recipe, throw it in there, and then you can throw that all in. Acidity. So at the end of a dish, acidity is great because it's gonna brighten it up. If you put something in a little bit too early, it could end up bittering out and not ending up having the flavor that you want. So my suggestion is, if it is some type of acid like a lime or white wine vinegar, splash that in at the end, or even splash that as you're plating your dish, but I would not suggest putting that in as you let it simmer.